mother-in-law wants to exclude kids from the wedding, but it's my wedding.
Exclude her from living. I said it and I meant it.
All right, here comes the cast. Ages guessed by how old they are now, minus the 3 years in this story. Karen, the entitled mother-in-law, and the devil in disguise. We've got Dave, the father-in-law, Karen's husband, actually a really great guy. John, my husband. Lily, John's sister, and mother of Leo, 13. Logan, 9, and Laura, 5. Mark, John's older brother and father of Matthew and Mary, 10 or 11. There are a lot of names. And then you've got Wienerhead. Wienerhead is the youngest of Karen's children, the entitled mother-in-law, and the only one who's a total Wienerhead. I cannot stress enough how much this guy...
Boom! Look at that.
Hey, by the way, just in case you didn't know, this comes from user deleted. And if you want to submit your own stories, you can go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, my husband's mom, Karen, hates kids. I've met very few people who hate children as much as Karen does. She likes them once they're adults, which is why she loves all 4 of her children now. But 2 of her 4 kids have their own children, and she hates the grandkids. That's such a huge red flag. Before each of her children turned 18, she put a roof over their head, made sure they had food on the table and the lights were on, but she found them annoying and irritating when they acted their age, and was always very quick to anger, and would only deal with them when they acted like adults. So my father-in-law, Dave, did the bulk of the parenting. He also did the shelter, the food, and the warming thing, while Karen was cold and distant. Once each kid turned 18, she'd take them on a one-on-one trip somewhere she wanted to go. My husband's sister went to Paris, his older brother to Rome, my husband to Athens, and his younger brother to New York, and gave them the exact same speech. They compared the speeches they got, and it was nearly identical, about how she finds it hard to talk to kids because she's just too mature to understand them, and about how badly she wanted to make up for the lost time and become friends or something like that. John, Lily, and Mark all wanted to cut contact with her as soon as they moved out, but they loved their dad too much to lose touch with him. And as Dave and Karen are still married, they're kind of a package deal. Wienerhead remains his mother's loyal lapdog, willing to do whatever she says. Karen has trips planned for her grandkids when they're 18, psycho behavior, which Leo, now 16, is already trying to get out of. She has gone one step further with the grandkids in that while she was cold and distant with her children, but never went out of her way to be cruel to them, with the grandkids, she is downright cruel. This ranges from telling them the adults are talking whenever they try to speak, to excluding them from monthly family dinners by picking adults-only restaurants, or saying that she and Dave don't have enough room for them at their place, and getting Wienerhead to go along with it.
You know what we tell Karen? These nuts are talking.
I'm actually like a specimen in a jar. I am fascinated by Karen. How could one possibly hold such a perspective on their own kids and grandkids? You are like a little science experiment I want to poke and prod.
You are true. This is a OK Storytime first, where you've segmented your weird Karen-ness.
And they turn 18, and then you're like, oh my God, bestie, yay, we can finally talk now that you're mature. It's like, actually, you're probably the one lacking the maturity. My God. I met John about 7 years ago when Karen tried to set me up with Wienerhead. Long story short, Wienerhead wasn't the best conversationalist, and I found John far more interesting. A couple years later, John proposed, and 3 years ago, we got married. When John and I got married, we agreed that we didn't want a big wedding, but we did want to invite the kids, as Karen always tried to exclude them, and John loves his nephews and nieces and wanted them to be there. We invited 50 people in total, and only 4 couldn't make it, which means 46 came. And that made up about 4 tables of people. It's a big round table, it is. Oh, the seating plan was decided months in advance, and then we talked to the parents who would be coming. Pretty much just Mark and his husband, and Lily and her husband, and asked how they wanted to do this. The options were basically either a table just for the kids, or the kids sit with their parents. And we were fine with either option. The parents asked if we could do a kids' table, bringing it to 5 tables, but have it right near where they'd be sitting with the adults, which John and I agreed to. And with the parents' help, we worked out a separate kids' menu for that table so they'd all eat. Lily also asked if Leo could sit at the adults' table which we agreed to. The idea of this is that if the kids got disruptive or had any issues at that point, their parents could go over easily and get them to calm down or fix the problem. We also agreed to keep 2 chairs free at that table, so if a parent was needed, they could go sit with their kids. We labeled these seats as the RP seats for rotating parent because the parents assumed that they'd all need to take a turn in these seats at some point. Another thing that is stressing me out is my friend's situation. I actually got my dress from a friend who works on my favorite anime. Don't want to say it, but it does revolve around a demon who slays. They're talking about Demon Slayer.
Oh.
Which is goated. Anyways, they are from Missouri and recently moved to LA. They want to come to my wedding but can't because they're considering working for a card shop in Hollywood. She is tight on money and just applied to the card shop. She isn't sure if this is a good idea because of the management, but really enjoyed the guys who work there. She seems stressed, and I want to ask her to be my bridesmaid. What do I do? She said she may be bringing a +1 from the shop. About 2 weeks before the wedding, we had all the in-laws around our place for dinner when Wienerhead announces loudly that he's going to the bathroom. Cool, didn't need to know that. Thanks, Wienerhead. He walks off. The layout of the flat where we were in at the time meant that to get to the bathroom, you had to go through the bedroom, and Wienerhead knew this, so we didn't think anything of it when Wienerhead went into our bedroom. He came out 5 minutes later, dinner resumed, and we thought nothing of it. The next day, we get a call from Karen. As I said, it's been 3 years, and this was a verbal conversation, so there's some paraphrasing here. Karen, hi, OP. I just wanted to let you know that Dave and I won't be coming to the wedding. Me, what? You're John's parents. He wants you there. I want you there. Dave is walking me down the aisle. That is how badly we both want you to be there. Karen says, you want a babysitter, which we never agreed to. Me, Karen, everyone knows that you don't like kids. We would never make you the babysitter. We don't even have a babysitter. Where did you even get that from? Karen, Wienerhead saw your seating chart. He told me that your chart has 2 seats that say GP for grandparent right at the children's table. We will not be your babysitters. Me, it's RP for rotating parent. Stupid! Lily and Mark came up with it. It's a couple of places at the kids' table for them and their husbands to sit if one of the kids needs them. Karen, bull poop! It's free babysitting! Wienerhead told me it said GP, so don't treat me like I'm stupid. Well, me. Karen, you can come over and look yourself. I'll get it out of the... I realized then that the seating chart was in the bedroom in a folder buried under a pile of clothes. Oh, so did you tell Wienerhead to go through our stuff to find our wedding planner folder, or did he do that all on his own? Now the ball's in your court.
Gotcha.
Pass.
Caught it.
Karen says, I would never do such a thing. Look, I only called to say that me and Dave aren't coming, and now I've done that. I will leave you to sort out your new seating plan. Me, desperate because, man, we love Dave. Is there any way I can fix this? Karen said, yes, get rid of the children, or we won't come.
Wow.
Hey, Karen, shut all the way up, dude. What are you talking about?
Dude, get rid of the children?
You know what Karen's dream scenario is? Castaway. Deserted island with nothing but a volleyball to keep her company. Think of the peace she would feel, the serenity.
If the wedding was filled with balls, Karen would be happy.
I bet she would be. Anyway. Wow. Finally, her evil plan has been revealed. Although I can't tell if she wants me to take them out of the wedding party or take them out, assassin style. Me, I'm sorry, Karen, but we want the kids there. Karen, well, then we'll see you when you get back from the honeymoon. Me deciding to call her bluff. Karen, ... Me, yes. Karen, the oldest one can come. The 11-year-old.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Me, he's 13, and they're all coming. All 5. It's our wedding, our guest list, our seating plan. Karen. Well, you know how I feel about kids. They ruin everything. Me, which is why you are not sat at the kids' table. We get back from our honeymoon on date. We maybe could do lunch the week after, but we'll be busy playing catch up at work. So see you when we see you. Bye. Karen. Wait! Me, yes. Karen, I'm not going to be your babysitter. Me, I literally didn't ask you to, so we will see you there then? Karen, sulking. Yeah. Me, great, see you then. Click. 2 weeks later was the wedding. Both Karen and Dave attended. Karen wore a white dress
What?
because she's a see you next Tuesday.
John, what do we never, ever, 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 ever do, even if you get the bride's permission?
Wear white at a wedding.
Exactly. What?
Karen wore a white dress because she's literally the worst, and I hate her, and tried to change some stuff like the cake and the flowers, as well as inviting 25 of her own friends.
25, dog? Dog, 25?
Remember the pit that they had in 300? I am heel kicking this person into that pit. I wish I had a picture of this person so I could Photoshop it onto that scene and watch her get heel kicked into the oblivion.
And remember, there was 46 people going already, so she has literally increased the wedding by 50%.
Nope, you're going to say, hey, you're not coming in and it's her fault. Go talk to her. She's already been kicked out of the wedding. So to be clear, she tried changing all these things on the day before the wedding, but got nowhere. Dave was amazing and walked me down the aisle as planned. He also took a turn at the kids' table because he loves his grandkids more than anything. It was a great day, and no one even noticed Karen refusing to even look at her own grandchildren, or Wienerhead just being plain rude to them, telling them it was meant to be adults only, and we didn't want them there. Are these people like Squidward? Like, who are these people?
I hate children.
By the way, I want to let you know an amazing fact, which is that you can listen to full episodes with stories like this whenever you want. Just go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast from and just search the letter O, the letter K, and then Storytime.
And you can do it anytime.
Okay, we've got like just a little bit of story left here. Do we have anything to say here, John? I mean, I love how they put all of this cast on here. We didn't need that at all.
There was like Lily and like 4 kids, and I'm like, I refuse to write their names down, and I know it.
You're just like her. You're like, I refuse to acknowledge the children until they are of age. And then we can be best friends forever.
I want the kids to cease to exist.
Today is the first day. You have 15 children. You must write all their names down as well as their ages. Bottom line, the moral of the story is just have nothing to do with this god-awful woman. She's terrible. So the kids at the wedding were also very well behaved, sitting through the ceremony patiently, enjoying the food and dancing, and most of all, the cake. They really are great kids. In the present day, we have stopped talking to Karen and Wienerhead, but remain close with Dave, Lily, Mark, and the kids. Karen stays entitled and crazy because she worried we wouldn't recognize her otherwise. She's done worse things since, but it's been 3 years and I still can't get over her "it's me or the kids" ultimatum. And that is the end of that story.